One of the things that I loved so much about early hip hop actually was that it was an art form that was practiced by a group of people who saw some stuff on TV for the first time in the UK. And immediately we all felt that we had access to it, yeah? And it kind of destroyed the sense of apartheid that existed, you know what I mean? And we all felt part of it. The hip hop community in the 80s was distinctly black, yeah? Distinctly people from the Caribbean and Africa that really connected to a lot of the messages and the artists that were performing in the 80s. And yeah, there was a real strong sense of resistance because artists like Public Enemy were huge. Artists like Rakim, Boogie Down Productions, you know, the agenda of knowledge and sharing and teaching was something that MCs were proud of in this time period. So that sense of community felt really cool because we were experiencing each one teach one on a massive level then. Obviously, as the recording artist starts to change and then all of a sudden we get into this kind of one-dimensional gangster image that started to become bigger. I think that kind of destroyed the potential of this community being really strong, yeah? I think then hip hop started looking like a joke, yeah? The amount of focus just on the party or just getting drunk and, you know, fighting and the gangster thing, I think it really limited our voice. I feel like the voice of hip hop was ripped apart from the corporate industry, to be honest with you. Because this idea that conscious rap doesn't sell, you know, Public Enemy were in the top 10 regular. Today, even though the media is trying to present this image, I think that the hip hop community is bigger than it's ever been. The problem is it's just separate. You've got your beatbox community that are all congregating and doing their thing, yeah? You've got the MC community. You've got the grime community that aren't really connecting that much. You've got the DJ community, I guess, do you know what I mean? And that aren't really connected with MCs as much, you know what I mean? So for me, I think that all of the culture has really developed, but I just don't think it's together.
I have to disagree purely on the fact that there's a lot of times where they do come together so much, like at Breakin Convention. Even me being here, like, I know so many beatboxers that know so many MCs that I know who have DJs that roll with them at the THTC Clothing party. Like, everyone there kind of knew each other. Like, for me, when I think of community in that sense, it's people that are pulling in together to try to have their own resources and their own businesses and their own methods of teaching. And going back to what you were saying about the each one teach one mentality. So there'll be people that have their own clothing lines that are going to people, look, don't go and buy a Nike tracksuit. We sell clothes. Why don't you come and buy a clothes?
Why don't you rock
but it's that, or like someone saying like, someone just teaching someone that, you know, you don't always need to go to Tesco's. There's like 4 local businesses here, and then someone else will be like, oh, really? What is that? And for me, that's the sense of community.